You've probably seen the original SlidesMerge demo where I showed you how to take a template deck in Google Slides and Google Sheets, merge them together to create a new deck with one slide or one set of slides for every row in your data that's in your spreadsheet. Today we're going to look at a slightly more advanced thing that we can do, and that's how to merge in charts in your final slide decks. So I've gone over to the add-on that's up and running right now. I've picked a template and I've picked a place to put the results, and I've got a spreadsheet. So first of all, let's take a look at the template. What's new here is that we want to insert a chart in place of that column heading. So the idea is that it'll find a chart that's indicated in the original data. It'll go off and find that chart and embed it in the sheet for every row in the data. Now there's two kinds of inserting charts. One is where you're still linked. So when you change the original data, the slide gets updated automatically. So that's a linked chart. And the other kind is where it takes an image of the chart as it is at the moment, and that's a unlinked chart. So it's an image just of the, so it's an image of the chart at the time. So it's an image of the chart in the state it was in at the time it was inserted in your slides. So the difference in the template is purely triple curly brackets as opposed to double. So double curly brackets means insert a link to the original chart and allow it to be updated as the data gets updated in the future. Triple means taking a snapshot of the chart at the moment and insert the image in the final slide deck to replace the placeholder. So everything else is the same. We've still got all the data fields coming from the spreadsheet as before with the same syntax as before. So let's look at the data that goes with that. So what we're seeing here is each row in the data wants to include a chart. And it's not exactly straightforward to specify a chart in Google Sheets because the ID of the chart is something that's not particularly easy to get at. So I've come up with a way of addressing chart items in your data sheet simply by putting a prefix of chart and then the spreadsheet name in which to find it and then the position in that spreadsheet. So if you've got two charts and you want the second one, it'll be .2, .3 and so on. Usually you've only got one chart in a sheet, of course. So this is the source charts that we're going to be taking from. What I've just done here is to go off to the iTunes API and pick up the data associated with each of the actors that is in the test data, which is the same as we used in the first video. Okay, so you can see that the name of the slides, the name of the sheets I should say, are given here, and they're referenced then in the data by this keyword prefix .chart dot the name of the sheet in which to find them, and then the position in which that sheet that represents the chart that you want to embed. It's as simple as that. So there's no changes required to the settings. We're doing the same as before. We're creating a single deck. We're going to take the first slide in the template as a master and not repeat it for the number of rows that there are, only be one of that. We're taking the data from the Actors tab, and we're taking our global substitutions from the Globals tab. So let's just run that now, and we can go off on this link to see what the result comes out like. So we've got a master slide that we only wanted to appear once, and it does. We've got some text that's been substituted in, some pictures that have been substituted in, and now we've got a charts. Now the first one should be linked, so that means that if I go here I can see that it's linked. So if I was to update the original spreadsheet, which I'll do in a moment, you'll see that this updates. And the second one is an image, so that won't change. So let's go back and update the original sheet, which was here. So let's just make that 100 or something. Go back to the deck, and you'll notice that we now get a little update button here, which if we click it, it'll update, and now you can see we've got the 100 back on that. But yeah, if we go to the other one, which is the image unlinked version, we can see it stayed with the original data and we don't have an opportunity to update it. Let's put that back to what it was before, and we've got an update opportunity again, so we'll take it and it goes back to how it was before. So we'll have a quick skim through the entire deck. So we've seen that, and then we've got the other guys that are whose data has been populated in, and the charts from their original sheets in the spreadsheet as well. So that's it. You can now pull in charts as well as text and images. There's also the concept of global charts, which are ones that are not associated with the data that you can just pull in any case, and they follow exactly the same syntax. Let's just say that we called this global charts and use the exact same syntax as before. Keyword chart followed by the spreadsheet on which to find it, the sheet on which to find it, followed by its index number within that sheet. And then we can just use this placeholder within the template and it'll appear irrespective of what's in the data. If you've already got the add-on, you'll get the new version in due course, and if you haven't got it, you can install it from the Sheets add-on store, and you can find out more information about all of this stuff from taking a look at my site. I'll give the link to all of that in the comments.